Hey, what's up, motherfuckers? Back again. This is my 13th episode, and 13 is my lucky number, so doesn't really mean shit, but just throwing it out there. I don't know, see, the shitty part about this is that, like, during the day when I'm going about my day, like, get all these ideas and shit, and then write a couple of things down. I'm like, alright, when I get to the camera, I'll sit and talk about this, and it's like, I'm not in that fucking mood that I was in when I was thinking about these other topics. You know, like, I'm just randomly thinking about shit throughout the day. I'm like, ooh, that'd be a good topic. And then, you know, it's just kind of got to go with the flow. So, makes it kind of hard. But anyways, I don't really want to try to bitch about people too much today. There's enough of that already. I haven't talked about music in a while. But I tell you what, I've been on a fucking huge Grateful Dead kick lately. And I don't know, I started listening to them about early 2000s, maybe 2001, 2002. Got a couple of albums. It took me a little bit to get into them. It's like kind of like jazz. Like, the Grateful Dead was kind of an acquired taste for me. But, But once I got into it, it's like, I don't know how I ever lived without it. Jackie's worn out. We just played tug of war at the rope, and she just got her butt kicked. Yeah. So anyways, I don't know, it's been a while since I've been on a Dead kick. I've been so into the funk music and soul music and jazz and other stuff like that I just kind of haven't went back to guitar music in a while. But a few weeks ago, I was at work one day at my second job there, and playing some music, and I was like, I'll throw some Dead on, start listening to it, and since I pay for Spotify now, I used to have it before a long time ago, quit paying for it. Finally, I went back to it, and it is a nice thing to have. I also pay for YouTube because I watch a lot of shit on YouTube, and I hate the fucking ads, man. That shit's ridiculous. Especially when you listen to an album, it's all on one track, and they just drop fucking commercials in the middle of songs. It's really annoying, so I pay for that too. But there's a lot of Grateful Dead on Spotify, and I didn't realize I have the Europe 72 show, and I had a couple other shows that I had figured were probably from that same tour, but I just never really looked into it. I gotta take this fucking boots off. Like Rockin' the Rhine, I had that one for a long time. I just recently was looking into it and found out that's from the Europe 72 tour. There's another one called Stepping Out with the Grateful Dead. It's all in England, and that was from the same tour as well. I've had that one for a long time. But I didn't realize that they released, like, there's like I don't know if it's every show, but there's like fucking 40 different albums that are all different shows that they did on that tour. And that's pretty cool. And it should all be soundboards, I'd imagine. So it's got to be good quality music. And that's just, man, I was thinking about the collectors back in the day and the tapers, man. That would have been so cool to be able to go around from show to show all over the country all the time. Cats. Wait a minute. And just set up your own shit every time, and on like a reel-to-reel, and sit there and start recording the shows and trading them to people. And then when cassette tapes came out, they start putting everything on tape, and you make copies, and then people make copies of copies, and then people make copies of copies of copies, and so on. And that the sound quality dissipates over time, so I guess if you knew somebody that actually recorded them, or knew someone that knew someone, you get a better quality recording. But I don't know, man, it's crazy at how much they have, and how much, with all the songs that they've had and all the different versions of it, and how you could find the Swing Auditorium in 77, the 2/26/77 show is my favorite one. Actually ended up being my first bootleg, and to this day still my favorite show. But there's other versions on all kind of different albums and different years. My favorite years are 77 and 74. I like 70 because of the acoustic sets, and 80 I'm not a big fan of Midland. It's not that he's bad, it's just his keyboard has a different kind of sound than a grand piano does, and I just love the piano. And I don't know, there's all these different versions of songs. But 80 was a good year too, because they did acoustic sets then as well, and they had a lot more shit that they didn't have back in 1970, a lot more songs written that they could do. And hold on. Alright, I wanted to grab my tapes here. Only 2 of these are actual Grateful Dead shows. Now, I don't know how far down the food chain these tapes recorded. They sound good, but this is the Swing Auditorium 77 on cassette tape. This shit is awesome. I think I said in the last video, and I apologize now, I'm going to tell everybody, I repeat shit like fucking crazy, man. All day I'm thinking about what I'm going to say or what I want to go over, and there's just times where I'm like, man, I don't know if I said this already or if I thought about saying it, and I just don't fucking know, man. So, being that I'm going to just keep making fucking videos, you're probably going to hear some repeats, so, sorry. But, yeah, I got these from this record store, and this shit is so cool, man. They had a whole box of different shows, and I already had some records, so I didn't have a lot of money left to buy stuff. But I seen this one. I think I actually put a record or 2 back, so I could get my favorite show on cassette tape, man. I love it. But this piece of shit. There we go. So yeah, I got some other random cassette tapes that. This is my Fillmore East. This has, yeah, this is just like the regular CD, not the deluxe edition CD. It's got this shit. Allman Brothers. Love it. One of my favorite recordings, live or otherwise, one of my favorite recordings of music that's ever existed. And I think I know I've talked about this before, but I'm here to tell you, if you want to hear some of the most amazing guitar playing you've ever heard in your fucking life, dude, that's it. But don't just go with the regular show. Get the deluxe edition. It's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. I'm telling you, this is fucking amazing. Well, Statesboro Blues is great. Done Somebody Wrong is great. That Statesboro Blues is a cover, I believe. Most of the songs in this show aren't even their songs. Well, at least half of them. Statesboro Blues, I believe, is a cover. Done Somebody Wrong was an Elmore James song. Stormy Monday was 3-Bone Walker, and I know Bobby Wood Juice. Dude, I don't know what the fuck it is with these cats, but these motherfuckers love chewing on plastic bags. If I set a plastic grocery bag down for, it could be 2 minutes sometimes. I go to grab it and the fucking handle's all slimy. They chew through just the handles. Just the fucking handles. So I can't pick it up and use it. Every time, and that's it. They'll just chew through the handle, and that's all they do. They leave it alone. Fucking crazy, man. Stormy Monday, Bobby Bland's got a good version. They say both of those in the beginning that they're covering their song. And there are plenty of other versions of Stormy Monday. They do, on the deluxe edition, they have Trouble No More, which is a Muddy Waters song, and they do a great version of that. All these are great. Stormy Monday, though, that one, and In Memory of Elizabeth Reed. Elizabeth Reed is their own track. But that one and Stormy Monday and the other song called You Don't Love Me. Those 3 songs, they fucking tear it up on the guitar. It is unbelievable. Like, both Stormy Monday and In Memory of Elizabeth Reed. It's like they start off slow and they start to kind of build the tension. And then they'll like start to peak and then drop back down. They'll build it up, peak, drop back down, build it up again, and then drop it off. Then it goes to like an organ solo. And then they come back to the guitar and they start doing it again. They start peaking again and again and again, and then finally they just, especially Elizabeth Reed, they just come to just this fucking crazy crescendo at the end, man. And just, the sounds from the guitars, I've never heard sounds like that come from a guitar ever, from anybody. And it's unbelievable. Those 2 tracks especially, Stormy Monday and In Memory of Elizabeth Reed, are just, it's literally some of the most beautiful music I've ever heard, and I've heard tens of thousands of songs and just thousands upon thousands upon thousands of songs. And those 2 are they're right up there. But this whole show is just badass, man. The whole deluxe edition. There's another playlist on Spotify. I think it says deluxe edition, but it's somebody, I don't know, somebody's got other recordings of the same songs that were done, I think, at the Fillmore as well, but not from that show. You need to find the actual, just regular deluxe edition album of that show. It's fucking unbelievable. And while I'm at it, I'm not going to talk much about them, but I was listening to the song called Trouble Man from Marvin Gaye on the way home today again. I've heard it a billion times, but I think that's one of the most badass songs that's ever been written. Trouble Man from Marvin Gaye. The whole soundtrack's pretty damn good, and there's some songs that are really good. Trouble Man itself, like, I did like a, I don't know, top 10, top 20 songs of all time on my own, my own list, and Trouble Man, I believe, was number 2 on the list. Right behind, there's this James Brown song he does with D. Felice Trio. He has a song called There Was a Time, but they do one together. It's him and this little trio, and they do a version of it, but it doesn't really sound like James's song. But I'll tell you what, that shit is fucking just moving, dude. It's really good. Suds is a song from James Brown, and there's one in particular, it's live in Dallas, Texas. That's on YouTube. It's on Spotify. But that version of Suds, Maceo Parker, Jesus, I don't know how the guy takes a breath. It's like 3 or 4 minutes straight of I really don't know how the guy didn't fucking pass out doing this recording, because he's just, I don't know when he had time to breathe. He's just wailing out notes, just for minutes, just continuously going on. That shit is badass too. I got a couple other tapes here. Roy Ayers, this dude, who the fuck was it? Quentin Tarantino. The movie Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown. He has a song called Aragon. A-R-A-G-O-N. Aragon. That's a badass song too. And that was in the movie, but it was not on the soundtrack. That shit took me years after I had gotten the soundtrack. I mean, it was like probably 10 years after I got the soundtrack before I finally figured out what the fuck that was, because back then I couldn't just jump on fucking Wikipedia, because half the shit out there didn't have a page for it like it does now. So I got one of his. I got my man B.B. King. This is Midnight Believer. It's got some good shit on it. And then I got these things. I haven't listened to these. I bought them at a garage sale for a couple bucks. I have I got like 10 of these. But it's an old radio program, and they just put it on cassette tapes. I have some other radio programs like that too. You know what you can find on YouTube? You can find a bunch of old radio programs and like radio broadcasts, like the old Glenn Dorsey? Yeah, Glenn Dorsey and fuck, who's the other guy? There's another guy. Jeez, I can't think of his fucking name. Maybe it was him. But they have like radio broadcasts from like back in the 40s, and it's just music shit, but it's just, oh my god, it's amazing, because when you listen to that, they kind of talk about it. I think sometimes they have little things about what's going on, or just the sound of it. Like, I'll put that stuff on sometimes, and I'll just like turn, be just, too many lights on, lay on the couch and close my eyes and listen to it, and it's like, dude, I swear I feel like I'm in that time. It is just phenomenal. I'm trying to start putting some links to this shit in the description. I've been slacking on that before. I tried the other day. I don't know if it ever came through, because I tried once and fucked it all up, but I'll try to get some links in there for stuff, but sometimes I forget what I talk about too. So, but Tommy Dorsey, no, maybe it was Tommy Dorsey. I thought Glenn Dorsey. I don't even know if that's a real fucking person. Glenn Dorsey sounds like a person too. I'm probably full of shit. God, I can't think. Glenn Miller, that's what it is. Glenn Miller and the Tommy Dorsey radio broadcast from the 30s and 40s. Amazing. I mean, that shit, just hearing it, it's like, dude, it seems like back then you just turn the radio on any fucking channel, you just got great music at all times, man. I would fucking love to go back to that time and have a lot of money. But the Dead shows, man, there's just so much. I got a bunch of Dick's Picks, I got a bunch of, all the bootlegs and stuff, but like, Dick's Picks 18 and 15, those two are really, really good shows. Really good shows. They're available on both Spotify and YouTube as well. And, damn, man, they got some great versions. Like the Terrapin on number 15, they got a great Promised Land. They got a great Eyes of the World. They got a great He's Gone. They got a great, I just listened to this today. I had so many different ones I was playing today, though. Estimated Profit is really good on there too. On Dick's Picks 18, there's a lot of same songs. They have a great Scarlet in the Fire on the Mountain. They have a really good Samson and Delilah, and that's a 78 show. And I'm not really that big on the 78 stuff for some reason, but that show really, really is a really good show from that year. Now, I can't say I've listened to a lot from that years, but that was fucking phenomenal. And it's like 2 shows back. One was on like February 3rd, the other one February 1st, February 5th, 78, and they kind of spliced them together. Oh, the music never stopped on Dick Spix 15 is really good too, and the Bertha. But on Dick Spix 18, you got Bertha. The music never stopped. You got a really good deal. You got another really good estimated profit. The fucking Eyes of the Mountain, Jesus. Eyes of the World, which is always one of my favorite Dead songs. They have a 5-minute intro. It's like a 15-minute version. They have a 5-minute fucking intro where it's like you could literally cut that first 5 minutes out and just call it an Eyes jam, because that's basically what it is. And then they just dive into it after that. There's a really good estimated profit. I'm trying to think of what else is on that one. I think I said Bertha. Shit, I don't remember what else is on. One of them has a good playing in the band too. I think that was 18 has a good playing in the band. I think it goes into the wheel and then back into playing in the band. But dude, if you don't like the Grateful Dead, you really need to give them a chance. And what did it for me was when I saw them in 03, I saw them live, and that's what just like, I already had some of their music, and when I saw them, now out of like the 10 or so Dead shows that I've seen between Dead, Further, Phil and Friends, Rat Dog, Dark Star Orchestra, even though it wasn't them, still their music, but out of all the shows I saw, that 03 show they did with Bob Dylan, that was probably the worst actual, 2 sets of Grateful Dead I've ever heard. I mean, just that particular show. Now, I'm not even saying that it was bad, but it was the least good out of all the ones that I've seen. That was at Joliet Raceway, I don't know, 2003 sometime, summer of 2003, because it was a nice day out. And then, after that show, though, I went out and just started buying shit like crazy. And it sucks, because back in the day, if anybody remembers Borders Bookstore, they had, before I got into them, a few years before, they just had fucking, like, I think they were up to number 24 at the time. They had all of them, 1 through 24, available for sale, and they're probably fucking, like, 17, 18, 20 bucks a piece, but I wish I would have at least bought a few of them. But I do have a decent collection of them. There are more I want to get, but it's like, dude, I have so much fucking Dead. I don't need to go buy more Grateful Dead shit. Studio releases. If I want to buy CDs that are like a release of somebody, I want to get shit like James Brown. I got, shit of his that I want. So, anyhow, I got my tickets. Fuck, this thing's falling apart. Got my old ticket stubs. Kind of go through a few of them and give you guys an idea of some of the shows I've seen. What the fuck was this? Oh, that was the orchestra thing. Alright. The first show I ever went to, first concert ever I went to with my dad, 2000, was it 2000? Yeah, I think it had been 2000. I think it was in 2000. I saw Alabama. My dad grew up, he was from Alabama, and he's always been a country guy. And so I grew up on old school country. And I don't really like modern country, but like some of the 90s stuff, 80s stuff, older than that I like really old country too. Like, I'm not even a big fan of Hank Williams Jr. I like Hank Williams Sr. That's the kind of person I am when it comes to country. Fucking Hank Williams Sr. is a bad motherfucker, dude. Dude could just, that dude, he could play some motherfucking country music like nobody ever played it. That was the first show I went to with my dad. First one I went to with my friends was Dave Matthews, with this fucking douche David Gray opening for him. I couldn't stand that fucking dude. This girl I used to date just loved one of his songs, and it reminded her of us, and just, fucking vomit thinking about it. Tom Petty, my man Tom Petty. I don't know who opened. This is back, oh yeah, by the way, for any of you that don't know, this is back in the day when they still tore the fucking end off your ticket because they didn't scan them, I don't even know if they had a barcode. They may have had one on the side, and maybe they scanned them afterwards or something. But yeah, this is when they used to rip your ticket, dude. Crazy. So, let me see here. Get this back in fucking order. I got Mellencamp, which, honestly, I love Mellencamp. His old stuff. That show was fucking awful. It was terrible. Honestly, it was just fucking horrible. Played mostly new shit. I don't want to hear your new shit, dude. I want to hear the old classics. And in the middle of Small Town, he was playing Small Town, just out of nowhere, they just cut it. And I thought he was doing, like, for a second, I thought he was, like, stopping the music, and then they're going to go back into it. No, that was it. He just cut the fucking song off halfway through and started playing some new shit. So, another Tom Petty. Aerosmith with Kid Rock. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not really a big fan of Kid Rock, but he put on a fucking great show. I saw him twice that summer because... Oh, yeah, okay. I did end up getting somebody else's ticket stuff. Because, yeah, you see how he's got the full-length tickets. Because what happened was you go to Tweeter Center, which is right outside, kind of outside of Chicago, southwest Chicago, and you pay for the ticket there. 2 weeks later, if you keep your stub, you can go see him up at Alpine Valley in Wisconsin, which that was my first show. The Dave Matthews, that was at Alpine. That's a great, great venue, and I haven't been there since 2004 because I haven't found anything that I wanted to see that was up there that I really want to drive up there to see. So anyways, I saw Aerosmith and Kid Rock, and Aerosmith, dude, I have like all these tickets and other countless Blues Fest I don't have tickets for, and other shows that I didn't have tickets for. The Aerosmith show is the only concert I've ever went to where by the time that show was over, my ears had a fucking permanent ring that boo for about 2 days after that show. Both of them, dude, they were fucking jamming. And they came out to, they had a stage set up right in the front of the lawn, right in the middle front of the lawn. And halfway through the show, as they have, like, you know, cordless instruments, they're walking out through the crowd, playing. They get up on a stage and they're like 10 feet away from me. Play a couple songs, make the way back. And they did that at both those shows too. So even Alpine Valley, you got to see that shit too. It was tight. Very cool shit. So that was the first time. That was the second show. So it was September 1st and September 14th, 2002. ZZ Top. That was a fucking Loop show, radio station sponsored. ZZ Top, it just wasn't that good, the show. I like ZZ Top, the show wasn't that good. Ted Nugent opened. It's alright, I only like a couple of his songs. I missed Kenny Wayne Shepherd. He was the first one. I was fucking pissed, man. By the time I got there, I wanted to hear him play Voodoo Child, because he does a version of Voodoo Child like Stevie Ray Vaughan does, but without words. It's all instrumental. And it's great. And as we were finally got all our shit, went to the bathroom, we're walking upside the stage, I could hear him playing it, and like right as I could start to hear the music, like 10 seconds later he finished it, and that was it, he's done. I'm not happy about that to this day. What is this shit? Oh, my brother's too. Oh, damn, it still tore 2 of my tickets later on. Wow. Well, I guess that skinny shit was an experimental thing, because ZZ Top was in 03. What the fuck? May 24 hours. Okay, so in July I saw the Allman Brothers. That was the first time I took mushrooms. I only took mushrooms for about a year because I had a bad experience the last time on some kind of fucking acid or something back in 04. So 04 was the last time I ever touched that shit because it was just a bad experience. Maybe I'll tell that story one day, but yeah, the Allman Brothers and no, that wasn't when Mo opened for them, but that was the first time I saw Allman Brothers, Chicago Theater. Very nice venue. And it just so happened at that time, I never had heartburn before. Didn't know what it was. Never experienced it. And like, it's actually been a while since I had it, but for like 15 years or so, I'd get it, you know, maybe every few months, but it'd be so bad that like, I'd know when it's coming because my jaw would start to hurt, and then my like shoulder blades would start to hurt, and then it would start, you know, in here. Well, it just so happens that night, because I ate like half an eighth of shrooms that night, and I was like, well, I'm not feeling nothing, so why not eat the rest of it? Well, I started tripping, and then I started getting heartburn after the show was over, and I was freaking out, dude. I'm sitting on the curb in Chicago like, I'm going to fucking die. I ate too much, you know, I didn't know. Needless to say, here I am, but yeah, that was fucked up. That was my first Dead show, them and Dylan, 2003, at the Joliet Raceway. Aerosmith and Kiss, I don't care for Kiss. I didn't really care for them in concert either. Steepwater Band, this was like no, Steepwater Band wasn't the local band. I mean, they might be maybe around a Chicago area band. I'm not sure how big they are, to be honest with you. Oh, it's the same day, okay. Oh, that's what it was. My ticket got tore, so I got somebody else to give me their ticket, so I had a full one. But this group called Soul Pride, they were a local band right here in Northwest Indiana. And they were fucking good, man. And then they quit, and came out with another band that was fucking, dude, they had so much potential, but they just, I don't know, it just kind of fell apart after a few years. Which I'm really sad to see, dude, because I think they had what it took to make it big, man. They were fucking awesome. So here's the last time I tripped. Right here, my 4 Dead shows. I did 4 Dead shows in 4 different states on a 5-day period. That's the long story, but I won't get into that. But this last show was when I took whatever the fuck that was, 20 miles from Pennsylvania roughly, and I came in on the toll road, so I had to go east, south, and then back west like 10 miles because the way that I asked for directions, because we didn't have fucking maps on our phone or even smartphones. Fuck, I don't even think I had no, I did have a cell phone. I had an Nextel. But I had like $40 and a half a tank of gas, and I was just fucked up, and I had to find a way, and I didn't have tinted windows yet in my truck, and by the time I got out of the concert, 2 hours later, I found my car finally. All the police were gone, bonfires, people were fucked up, man. And I just got a vibe, dude, to get the fuck out of here. So that's what I had to do, and so yeah. But that was this show. So my first one, Alpine Valley, 04. All these had Warren Haynes opening. So me and my brother and a couple buddies went there to Alpine Valley. That was my last time at Alpine Valley too. And then my brother and I went from there to Bloomington, all the way fucking down to Bloomington, Indiana. Stayed the night with the girl I was dating, the one that liked David Gray. And then we went from there the next day. Like I got there, it was like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. We slept for a few hours, got up, went back up to Indianapolis, which is an hour away. Saw that show, and then went back down to Bloomington, stayed the night. Now the next day I was off, because it was in the middle of summer. I had summer classes going, but there was that in between the two. I went back home that next day because I had no class, no concert. That was right in the middle, and then went home, stayed the night. Next morning I got up, went and took a midterm in one of my criminal justice classes when I still thought I was going to be a police officer. And then I went from there by myself to Detroit, and then on that night saw a show there, and then stayed the night outside of Cleveland somewhere, and then saw the last show in Cleveland. So I got my little Dead experience, and I got the good and the bad, and it was quite a fucking experience, man. I am really, really glad I went on that trip, and I'm glad that the last couple shows I was by myself, because that really made it something different for me, you know. I'm running out of time here. We got Pink Floyd Laser Light Show. Bob Dylan with Merle Haggard opening. Should have been for that show. Tom Petty and Black Crowes opened. I love seeing Petty. Allman Brothers at Rosemont Theater. I love their tickets. They're always different looking. It was 2005. I always thought it was... No. I was 24. I was saying in 04, but no, I was 24 on this date. And the girl that liked David Gray just didn't want to go to the concert with me, so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go by myself. Sat third row, right in the middle. After the show, I didn't meet the band, but they came around signing autographs out back, got all their autographs, and I lost it since then. The Fillmore East cover, had them all sign that shit, lost it since then. I'm really not happy about that, but that was a great fucking night, and Mo opened for me. I never really heard of or saw Mo before, but dude, I didn't even want to like them. They were really good that night. I've never looked into them since, but they were great that night. Then, David Gilmour on an island tour, but he did a lot of Pink Floyd shit. And then this one, B.B. King, I got my ticket. Oh, I was so happy. I was at Blues Fest all day just getting fucking smashed, dude. I drank an entire handle, like the big bottle of Bacardi, about 4 or 5 hours by myself. So, unfortunately, I got in to see the Battle of the Band shit, but then they ended up kicking me out for some fucking reason. I don't know why. I literally was like on the dance floor, and then when they stopped the music, I went and sat down and just take a break. I've been standing and dancing all day, and somebody walks up, and just, long story short, they kicked me out, and I was so pissed because I'm like, dude, if fucking B.B. King passes away before I see him, and this was the show I could have seen him, I'm gonna burn that fucking place to the ground. Well, they're lucky I saw him 6 times after that, so I let it go. Phil and Friends, right in downtown Chicago, Charter One Pavilion. The Allman Brothers again at the Rosemont Theater, but I didn't get this one from the actual box office. That's why that other one looked different, because I got it from the box office. This was a Ticketmaster fucking ticket, which is lame. Better hurry this up. Tom Petty. Oh, yeah, in Gainesville, Florida. His hometown. He hadn't played there in like 13 years, and me and my godson's dad went there. I got drunk on the way just to find out it was a dry campus at the fucking University of Florida. I'm like, so I sobered up listening to the Strokes. That kind of sucked, but Tom Petty wasn't bad, except for when that woman from Fleetwood Mac came on. Oh, I cannot stand her. And then I saw Roger Waters' Dark Side of the Moon tour, Tweeter Center. That's what I've always known it as. The World was the original name. Then I saw, this is my first B.B. King show at Purdue University. Finally got to see him. Almost got to meet him. This is some Battle of the Bands thing, local shit. B.B. King again, Star Plaza in Munster. First Clapton Crossroad Guitar Festival that I went to. First one was 2004 in Dallas, 2007 Chicago, and then he came back in 2010. Thank God. This is the one that I did not get to see him play with B.B. King. Bears preseason ticket way back when. Allman Brothers Rosemont again. So I don't know what all this shit is. What is this, Santana maybe? Fuck, it doesn't even say. It's, oh yeah, Santana. That's like right there. It probably doesn't even show up on there, but yeah, that's Santana. And then I saw Clapton in 2008, and this is my buddy's ticket. My ticket, I had it with me. He forgot his ticket at home. Found one in line to buy. Thank God, because my ticket, dude, it was like a fucking hurricane that night. It was crazy. So my ticket just got almost destroyed. I still have it, but it got all fucked up, as you could see. So I was like, bro, you gotta give me your ticket stub, because he didn't care that much about it. I'm like, dude, I gotta put it with my collection. So I got a perfect one. Yeah. Phil and Friends at Charter One Pavilion again. Chicago and the Doobie Brothers. Took my pops up there. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Steve Winwood opening. Yep. Where was this at? Where the fuck was this? This should be Indianapolis. 2008. Yeah, Indianapolis. Deer Creek. Steve Miller and Joe Cocker. Damn, I saw Joe Cocker. I forgot about that shit. We're up to 2008. Al Green, Dr. John, and Soul Live. Soul Live was pretty good too. I'd never heard of them. Allman Brothers again. And this one opened, Bowie and Rat Dog opened. So I got a Dead show and an Allman Brothers show. And the girl I was dating at the time, I wanted to go see this guy called Sonny Rollins at the Chicago Jazz Fest. But at the time, this girl didn't really listen before she had met me. A lot of this old stuff was like, I'd love to go see Allman Brothers and the Dead. And I was like, well, fuck, I'm not going to argue. We'll do it. But good show. I'm about to get cut off here. B.B. King again at the venue, the Horseshoe Casino. And was that the last time? 2009? No, I think I saw one some more. Dead show again. 2009 Allstate Arena. I remember that show. It was a good one. Fish. I tried. Oh, here we go.